We are going to begin the show in just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Hello, Amy. Hello, Phil. Be with you in 1 moment. I am streaming on Twitch at Rob Carson Show. Twitch at Rob Carson Show. Of course, here on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And 1 moment, I'm going to be on Spreaker. Spreaker, everybody. And now we're live on Spreaker, too. All right, 4 platforms, 1 great show. Let's get it started, shall we? Here we are, and welcome to another edition of this show. It's called Rob Carson's What in the World? Because that's kind of like how I feel every day when I look at the news and I go, you know, what I just said. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you get a chance to check out some of the politically incorrect designs that I have up here, these are on. Let me move this over just so you can see them. tpublic.com, conservatives. We have some political stuff, some non-political stuff. Obviously, some COVID-related stuff. Everybody was kung flu fighting. Kansas City. You can have these things put on face masks, of all things, T-shirts and other stuff. So check it out if you will. Hello, Kelly. Kay. Hello, Dave. Hello, Amy on Facebook. And again, we are on Twitch, and we are also on Spreaker as well. So Twitch at Rob Carson Show if you want to see it there. But you're going to get the same thing. So let's get started. I've got a lot of video I want to get to. Did go to the grocery store today, went to Walmart as I am wont to do, and it looked like that the meat counter was good. I went to the Wendy's the other day. I got a chicken sandwich. No. Don't get a chicken sandwich from Wendy's. It's not good. But apparently some people were saying there aren't any burgers at Wendy's now. Okay. They had burgers, but there are some places they're out because there's a meat shortage supposedly. So it wasn't toilet paper. Now it's going to be meat. So there you go. But you should know about that. Also, they are saying now, and here's something that I noticed today, and I'm just going to say that there are a lot of people who want to foment fear, and they are very, very bound and determined to make sure that that fear is happening every day, and we have had this new. Now they say that there's a new mutation of the virus. Now they're saying in the United States, if the states open up, there'll be 350,000 deaths by the end of June in all of this, and I'm just not. I'm crying BS. I have from the get-go, and I'm not saying that this isn't severe. I'm not saying that people aren't dying of it, but dear God in heaven, we have shut down our country. People are suffering. People are dying. People who could have had heart procedures done have skipped it and died in the meantime. Hospitals are going broke. Restaurants are going broke. I could go on and on. It is ridiculous. We need to open the damned country. 3 counties in California have said, "Yeah, we're not gonna stay closed," and one of them doesn't have any cases at all. Okay, California in revolt, defying Gavin Newsom's orders. We can't live like rats trapped in our houses forever. So there are 3 states, Modoc, Yuba, and Sutter counties have begun to reopen parts of their economy without the governor's approval. Screw you, you little dictator. Bye-bye. Not going to do it. Joe Biden's edge has evaporated as Trump's seen as better suited for the economy, coronavirus, and just being able to put together a thought or stay focused. I know Donald Trump not terribly good at it, but Joe Biden really, dear God. Marty and Scott and Kevin and Ryan. Please share with others as we build this audience. And we, if you would, please also look at Twitch. Check out twitch.com, Rob Carson Show. Twitch, they aren't shutting me down like Facebook did. I still don't have my other pages. They have refused to allow me to have my Rob Carson Show page, my food page. It's all not there at all. Also, we are on we are right now on Spreaker as well. So back here. Okay. So anyway, a opinion poll conducted Monday, Tuesday found 43% of registered voters said they would support Biden in the November 3rd election. 41 said they'd back Trump. That makes the contest essentially a toss-up. But, of course, it was Hillary Clinton was wicked way ahead until the day of the election. So, thank you, Scotty. Appreciate it. Scott says, hey, Robster, you're awesome. So glad seeing you doing what you do and doing a great job. Thanks. How many drinks have you had? Just kidding. I'm just playing. 45% of Americans say Trump's better suited to create jobs. 32% said Biden was better than that. Trump's advantage over Biden in terms of job creation, 13 points. Blah, 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 blah. Because Joe Biden has never created a freaking job in his life. And he's been wrong about everything, particularly on foreign policy. Donald Trump created the fastest growing, biggest economy in the history of the world, certainly of the country. And it was wrecked by this coronavirus. 373 workers at a meat packing plant have tested positive. This is in Missouri, a pork plant, 373, and they were all asymptomatic. Okay? So nobody had any symptoms. So, yeah, some people do get sick, but most people don't. Most people don't. Most people do not get sick. They don't show symptoms. Now, you had, what's his name, Chris Cuomo on CNN. He said he had a terrible bout of the coronavirus, and he suffered, and he was dreaming of seeing dead people. But he was able to do a show every night, and he was able to go to his other property and yell at a guy on a bike. All right? So, yes, some people have gotten sick. Tom Hanks, he didn't say how sick he'd gotten. His wife had it. She said it was pretty bad. Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services revealed no less than 373 tested positive for COVID-19 at the Triumph Foods in St. Joe, Missouri, which is north of here. And they're all asymptomatic. Okay, in Missouri, 8,386 cases, 352 deaths as of Sunday night. Not enough to close the damned state. All of the employees have to go home and self-isolate. Coronavirus outbreaks have hit meatpacking operations throughout the Midwest. And farmers are suffering because of it. They are suffering. Let me save that. I want to get some video clips because they are very good stuff. Got a great letter from an 8-year-old to the mayor of New York saying that she's better off not going to school because school is such an awful place for her, that she's better off going home. One more story. Delayed heart surgeries have resulted in 35 deaths. University Health Network reported. It's estimated approximately 35 people have passed away because their surgeries were not performed. Health Minister Christine Elliott acknowledged last Tuesday. This is in Canada. Canada. Certainly was not intended, but it happened. And you know what's happening here. So Nancy Pelosi says she's not going to take any more questions about Joe Biden and his, proclivity to get a little handsy. I heard handsy is a word that they're using on Joe Biden. With Joe Biden, I think I've got the creepy Joe Biden montage. Let me see if I can let me find that real quick here. We'd have a creepy Joe Biden montage that I played yesterday, and this isn't really necessarily, this isn't being handsy. This is just gross. Here it is. This is, I think this is it right here. Let's go ahead and open that there. There we go. There's old creepy Uncle Joe. Let's watch Uncle Joe here. I don't even know what he's saying, but she's like, don't kiss. No, this is gross. I'm being polite. Okay, don't grab my arm. Okay.
Daddy, put his left hand in the bottom if you can.
Yeah, put your left hand on the bottom of the can, did he say? Or on the Bible if you can. Sorry, I get those a little bit confused. There you go. There you go. Got the arm right there. Hand on her waist. Not terribly comfortable there. Let's move ahead a little bit here and see what else we got there. There you go. Just rubbing her hair and shoulders. That's, I don't know you, but I don't like it. I don't know you, but thanks. Uh-huh. Can we social distance now? Like 3,000 miles? If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. There you go again. Okay. Well, those are with kids, but he's 7 women have said that he's been very handsy, including Tara Reid, who said that he got very handsy. In fact, actually used his hand in ways that, penetrated her. But anyway, Nancy Pelosi saying that she is not going to answer any more questions about Uncle Joe.
Now that he has given that answer, do you view this as a closed issue, or what is your response?
Well, it is for me. I have said I am proud to support Joe Biden for president.
Now, no investigation has officially been done. Nothing has been done. He just talked to Mika Brzezinski, but that's good enough for her.
I believe him when he says it.
CNN did 700 stories. 700 stories on Christine Blasey Ford, and one story on this.
Didn't happen, but I also believe him when he said, let them look into the records, and that's what they should do. But I'm not going to answer this question again. I will just say I have every confidence.
How did she get elected? Are her voters as just unlikable as her?
That Joe Biden will be a great president of the United States, not only because of the person of integrity that he is, but the person of vision that he is for just some of the things you talked about.
Integrity. Let's go ahead and think about integrity here, because Joe Biden has been known as a plagiarist, for one thing. But he also lies about other stuff.
Explaining to do. The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Joe
That isn't memory failure. I mean, that's making up something completely. That's not memory failure. He's got memory, he's got memory failure now. But that was just lying. Dear God, unbelievable. Yeah, do you think he's going to be the candidate? Do you think when convention time rolls around, he's still going to be around? Do you? I don't know, man. I don't know. Harvey Weinstein's lawyer, Lisa Bloom, said she believes Joe Biden sexually assaulted Tara Reid, but she still supports him. She's like a feminist lawyer, right? She's the Gloria Allred's daughter, I believe. She worked on behalf of Harvey Weinstein, and she's a sexual harassment attorney. And she says, I believe you, Tara Reid. You have people who remember you told them about this decades ago. We know he is handsy. You're not asking for money. You obviously struggled mightily with this. I still have to fight Trump, and I still will support Joe. So she is okay with someone involuntarily penetrating a woman with his fingers on an elevator when she was in her 20s. Then basically, as she tried to report it to other people, her career was left in shambles. She was put in a windowless office, and she ultimately had to quit. And doesn't that happen a lot? I'll bet it probably happens a lot more than you think it does. And this breaks my heart because I've got a daughter. She's 14 years old. And there are a lot of young women who go to Washington, D.C. with big dreams. They have the same dreams that men do. And they are, objectified. And who knows how many times it's happened. Unbelievable. Coming up, murder wasps. Murder wasps, ladies and gentlemen. As though you didn't have enough to worry about murder wasps. But first, Donald Trump actually made it to Phoenix today. He didn't wear a mask at a mask factory, and everybody's mad about that. Whatever. Who cares? But he was on stage, and some Hispanic restaurant owners were there, and they had some good things to say about the president.
Please say a few words.
Mr. President, we thank you very much.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think we represent a lot of the Latino community that is very proud of the job that you're doing. And I think most of us, all of us, all the Latinos are going to vote for you because we think you're doing, like I said, a very good job. And I thank you for all the support that you're giving us. And my wife and I are very happy. And what else can I say? Thank you.
I really appreciate it. That's beautiful. Go ahead. Oh, that's nice.
But he's xenophobic and racist, and he hates brown people.
Would you like to say it? Go ahead, please. Yeah, you can pull that down.
Muchas gracias, señor presidente. Estoy muy contenta y feliz. Y de parte de muchos latinos que nosotros conocemos, sé que va.
She's saying everybody knows that you're a racist and you really hate brown people, and you know, and I just can't believe that my husband just said that.
Va a ir por usted.
Because you're such a racist and you hate brown people.
Latinos love Trump.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. I guess I've been lied to by CNN and everybody else. But what do you do? So you guys want to be introduced to what they call murder hornets? There's a murder hornet here. This right here is a murder hornet. There's your western honeybee. That's the enemy of the murder hornet. And the murder hornet likes to kill the honeybees, but they're calling them for some odd reason murder hornets. They because you didn't have enough to be afraid of. So they just call it the worst thing possible, even though that no animal really is capable of murder. I don't know, maybe chimpanzees and stuff, but generally they don't murder. They kill because they want to eat or whatever. And so anyway, world's largest hornet is started to show up in Washington State, has an appetite for honeybees. Entomologists are making plans to wipe them out. It's dubbed the murder hornet. Several sightings of the killer insects in the U.S., Canada since 2019, but we needed something else to be afraid of and to hide inside from. Here's a murder hornet, I guess. I guess he's on his murder house. There you go. That's a murder hornet there. So be afraid, be very afraid, stay in your house, close your business, et cetera, et cetera. So you know the drill. You know the drill. Wreck the economy, blah, blah, blah. Make the president look bad. This is pretty interesting. This guy. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to somebody. This man right here, he is the leading epidemiologist who helped craft the United Kingdom social distancing rules. Okay, is Dr. Neil Ferguson. Led a team of researchers at Imperial College in London. He's been wrong about everything. This is where this nonsense has all come from, is Imperial College. And Imperial College, they were the ones that said there would be 500,000 deaths in Great Britain. There were 30,000 deaths in Great Britain. They said that there'd be 2.5 million people dead in America. There have not. Well, apparently he didn't practice his own social distance rules. You see that little chippy right there? That little chippy right there? Well, she's married, and she came over to his flat, and they did not maintain a 6-foot distance. In fact, I think they made a 6-inch distance, then it went away, then a 6-inch distance, then it went away, then a 6-inch distance, then it went away. 6 inches back, 6 minutes back, and then all of a sudden there was nothing, and then they were 3 foot apart, and he was smoking a cigarette. So he, not practicing his social distancing rules very well. The state of hold on, I gotta get I don't know why I don't have this up here anymore. The governor of the state of Ohio says that he may have went too far with telling people they had to wear masks when they went into grocery stores. Let me see if I've got it here. I don't know why I don't have it up here. I recorded my show earlier today, by the way, in case you were wondering. Earlier today, here's the governor of Ohio. Apparently, and now listen, this is the same governor who's his state's surgeon general, I guess, said that literally a month and a half ago, 100,000 people in Ohio already have coronavirus. And they were completely wrong. And this guy completely went off the rails and believed everything. Well, here he is saying that, when I told everybody they had to wear masks when they go into stores, maybe that was too much.
You did something that not too many
make this bigger.
politicians do. You did an about face. You first announced that everyone would be required to wear face masks when retail opened, and then you reversed yourself when some of your citizens said it was offensive. Talk me through the thinking on that, because you were just talking about face masks.
Face mask.
Okay, just real quick. Is he in his great-grandmother's house? I mean, you've got a gas oil lamp over there. You've got antique wallpaper and lace curtains.
It's very important, and our business group came back and said, every employee, for example, should wear a face mask. So we're continuing that, whether it's retail or wholesale, whatever it is, manufacturing, every employee is going to have the face mask. But it became very clear to me after we put out the order that everyone in retail who walked into a store as a customer would have to do that. It became clear to me that that was just a bridge too far, that people were not going to...
Wait a minute. A governor said that it was a bridge too far. A Democrat governor? So you get a Democrat? Said that was too far. Wow, imagine that.
Accept the government telling them what to do. And so we put out, dozens and dozens of orders. That was one that it just went too far. But
dozens and dozens of orders, but that one right there, just a little too far.
At the same time we pulled that back, I said, look, this is highly recommended. This is, for most people, it's unless you've got a physical reason you can't wear the mask, and we understand that. But when you go into a retail store, that is the kind thing to do because
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Today I went to Menards. And I walked into the store. And I walked up to the line there. And you have to buy a mask to go in the store. You have to buy a mask. So, wait a minute. I thought if we maintained a distance of 6 feet, that everything would be cool. Apparently everything is not cool, even though you're 6 feet apart. I did a comment yesterday on Facebook that made some people's head explode. I said, so if I'm 5 feet from you, you can die. But if I'm 6 feet away, I'm cool. And I encourage people who think that the 6-foot rule works and everybody's safe to go into a meat packing plant that they have hundreds of cases of coronavirus and just maintain a safe distance of 6 feet from everybody and not touch anyone. Would you do it? Would you do it if you're completely safe at 6 feet? Crickets. I got crickets. Have you been watching a lot of TV? Netflix? Did you hear the Tiger King's, his Tiger Park, where he did the tiger stuff? And I made it through 2 episodes, and I couldn't do it. But anyway, Tiger King, the new his Tiger Park opened again, I guess. And so you can go there and see tigers and freaks who work there and occasionally get their arms bitten off by tigers. I made it that far. Hello, Victor and Don in Washington, D.C., and Gary and Amy. What's going on? Well, now on Netflix, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, now they're like movie producers. And what better movie to produce than a movie about Michelle?
In high school, your guidance counselor didn't see in you what you saw in yourself.
Yeah. She decided I was reaching too high.
How did you, as a Black woman, persevere?
We can't afford to wait for...
How did she actually persevere? What did she actually go through? I mean, she graduated from college. She went to a college. She, was, I don't know where the hell she'd go, like Stanford or whatever. And then she got out of college, and her husband was being groomed by Bill Ayers and a bunch of other radicals in Chicago. And he became this product. They actually created him out of whole cloth. He had written 2 autobiographies of himself before he was even a senator. She married him. She hitched his wagon to him. She got out of college, immediately got a board position at a Chicago hospital, a $200,000 salary for doing nothing, a no-show job. Then they're all married and everything. He becomes a state senator, then becomes a national senator for 3 seconds, then a presidential candidate. What exactly has she persevered?
The world to be equal, to start feeling seen. I feel like I got to share with you all that the energy that's out there is much better than...
Okay, I get it. Great. You inspire people, but honestly, really?
...than what we see. How's everybody doing? This girl is on
fire. I have noticed I will watch Tiger King to the end of the earth before I turn on that. I mean, literally. I would watch a chick flick with my wife before I would watch that. What did we watch last week? I had to watch The Proposal. Okay, I watched The Proposal with my wife about a week ago. And it had Sandra Bullock and it had Ryan Reynolds, and it's the only thing that made it worthwhile. But even then, and I told my wife, I says, you owe me, I owe you, well, actually I should say, this cancels 2 apologies. I can do 2 things and not have to apologize because you made me watch this movie. Just, it's got the formula. It's a formulaic chick flick. Why do chicks like it? Why do guys like movies where things explode? I don't know. Anyway, but I would much rather, I got to tell you, watch that Anything. I got a couple other stories I want to share with you. This is new. A study of hospitals last week found that 1,000 patients in New York, 66% were at home, meaning 66% of New York State coronavirus hospitalizations are people staying at home and not essential workers, which begs the question, does the lockdown even work? No, it doesn't. The lockdown is stupid. Most were in Manhattan, 21%. 18% of new hospitalizations were in Long Island. New York City, 90% of those answered said they had not been taking public transportation, among other things. State remains in lockdown until May 15th. Recent data shows New York numbers are decreasing. The rest of the nation are on the rise. Be scared. Be afraid. Wear a mask when you go into Menards and avoid murder wasps. Yeah, there's a new strain, and it's going to kill everybody, and, you know the drill. Dallas salon owner who has balls bigger than most men, Shelley Luther. She decided that she would open her salon because she's going broke. She can't get any money from the government. She can't open her salon, and then she's got employees who are going broke too, and they can't feed their families. And so she said, "Screw you! I'm opening the business April 30th, in violation of the state's lockdown." And a judge basically said, "You know what? Shame on you."
Which you now know, obviously.
Here is the judge. Now I want you to listen to this judge.
That you now see the error of your ways.
This man is such a douche. I want you to listen to his words as someone who is supposed to be someone who supports the Constitution of the United States and defends it.
And understand that the society cannot function where one's own belief in a concept of liberty permits you to flaunt your disdain for the rulings of duly elected officials.
Okay, so that's unconstitutional. Let's hear that. Let's hear how unconstitutional that is.
Permits you to flaunt your disdain for the rulings of duly elected function.
Listen to this.
Where one's own belief in a concept of liberty permits you to flaunt your disdain for the rulings of duly elected officials.
Now, that's what happened in 1776. I believe on July 4th of 1776. I believe that someone's belief in their own liberty made them flaunt the authority of duly elected officials. And in case, well, I don't know if they were all elected, but yeah, you get it.
That you owe an apology to the elected officials whom you disrespected.
Can I apologize with my middle finger? Can I just write, "I'm sorry" on my finger?
Flagrantly ignoring, and in one case, defiling their orders.
Defiling her orders? Did she wipe her butt on it? What?
Which you now know obviously apply to you. That you understand that the proper way
listen to him preachify
in which in an ordered society to engage concerns which you may have had is to hire a lawyer.
I believe Germany in 1939 was an ordered society.
And advocate for
North Korea right now, pretty ordered society.
Change, an exception or an amendment to laws that you find offensive.
They're not laws she finds offensive. They're laws that prevent her from being able to make a living and pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That you publicly state that this is the way that citizens in the state should behave. And that you represent to this court that you will today cease operation of your salon and not reopen until after further orders of the government permit you to do so. This court will consider the payment of a fine in lieu of the incarceration which you've demonstrated that you have so clearly earned.
You know what? What a giant pontificating ass. And here is this woman who has cojones, like most men don't, responding to the judge. Here we are.
Proceed.
Shelley Luther.
Judge, I would like to say that I have much respect for this court and laws. And that I've never been in this position before. And it's not some place that I want to be. But I have to disagree with you, sir, when you say that I'm selfish.
She's giving him more respect than he deserves.
Because feeding my kids is not selfish. I have hairstylists that are going hungry because they'd rather feed their kids. So, sir, if you think the law is more important than kids getting fed, then please go ahead with your decision, but I am not going to shut the salon.
Hell yes. Hell yes. So that stupid SOB sentenced her to 7 days in jail, $7,000 fine, $500 every day that she stays open. The state's attorney general wrote a letter to the judge today, and his name is Judge Eric Moye, Dallas Civil District Judge Eric Moye, M-O-Y-E, I'm assuming. Basically, he had issued a restraining order against her and found her criminally and civilly in violation of the order, blah, blah, blah. And the state's attorney general said, you're an abusive judge, GTFO, and let her go. I don't know what happened. All I do know is that she does have a GoFundMe page, and earlier today it was on $177,000, and it should be. College students not happy with their education. They're paying for it during the pandemic. My son is one of them. He is at home studying at the University of Kansas. He is missing out on the college experience. He is missing out on using the library. He is missing out on using the fitness facility. He's missing out on being in his business fraternity, among other things, and yet the university is charging him tuition, okay? The university does not have to turn on lights. The university does not have to provide security like it normally does. The university does not have to function as a university, cafeterias, etc., and yet he's still paying the same amount of tuition. Bull crap. Students from more than 25 U.S. universities calling balderdash on their colleges. Now they're suing the schools to get part of their tuition and fees back, and they should. Schools include wealthy private schools such as Drexel, Vanderbilt, Brown, Cornell, and Columbia, and large public universities like Michigan State, Purdue, the University of Colorado, the University of California. So they are missing out a lot. You cannot keep paying for services and access if you aren't actually providing it, said Roy Willey, lawyer for a law firm in Southern California, was representing students for more than a dozen cases. If we're truly going to be all in this together, the university has to tighten their belts and refund the money back to students and families who really need it. Amen. My daughter isn't getting any schooling. She's a high school student at Olathe East. No, there's no online classes. They weren't ready for this. Neighbor sent a nasty stay-at-home order to a woman who was going to work. The note on her car of Heather Silchia said, please stay home. Okay? It says, I noticed a few days a week you leave with your baby and return a short time later without it. Then I see the man of the house arrive with the baby later in the afternoon while your vehicle hasn't moved all day. This leads me to believe that the kid is in daycare. The letter continued, stop. I am assuming the man has an essential job since he is gone all day. But if you are home, there is no reason for your child to be in daycare at a time like this. What a busybody. What a Gladys Kravitz. I also see you leave shortly after your husband gets home. You aren't wearing any sort of uniform, and I have never seen you wear a mask. Bars are closed, and you couldn't possibly be getting groceries every night. So I ask you to please stay home. Well, she's a 911 operator. Yeah, she's a 911 operator. That's what she does for a job, even though this douche who wrote the note thinks that, the man of the house has the essential job, and she doesn't. And I'd say 911 operators pretty darn essential. Yeah. What a douche. Scott a douche. So, high school kid in New York, 13-year-old Veronica Mintz. She is staying home and doing some online classes, and she is fed up with her classmates, teachers, and her education. So she wrote an op-ed for the New York Times. She said that the biggest obstacle in education is that she's sitting in classrooms where students misbehave, teachers can't or won't get a handle on it. She said, and I quote, talking out of term, destroying classroom materials, disrespecting teachers, blurting out answers during tests, students pushing, kicking, hitting one another, even rolling on the ground. This is what happens in my school every day. You may think that I'm joking, but I swear I'm not. Based on my peers' behavior, might guess that I'm a second or fourth grade. But I'm actually about to enter high school in New York City, and during my 3 years of middle school, these sorts of disruptions occurred repeatedly in any 42-minute class period. Here's a kid trapped in public education, like so many are. And to add to the frustration she feels when her teachers would assign collaborative learning efforts a major emphasis in many public schools where work is done as part of a teacher assigned group of 4 to 5 kids. It's a group project. Often, higher performing kids are put into groups with lower performing kids, and the lower performing kids can sit on their asses and do nothing. I had this happen in college. This is socialism. That's what that is. It's socialism. It's telling everybody that they are equal, and there are some people who are not. They are not as intelligent. They are not as driven, and unfortunately, it drags the higher performing kids down. She said this forces students who want to complete their assignments into the position of having to discipline peers who won't behave and coax reluctant group members into contributing. This is a smart kid, man. This is a kid who's 13 years old writing this. Teachers, she said, didn't have patience for questions because a third class time was spent trying to maintain order. Plus, when she did try to meet with a teacher before school, there was usually a pileup of other students who also had questions, and sometimes the teacher just wasn't there. This is why I support charter schools and private schools and school vouchers, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is the new normal. This is life in Great Britain, the new normal here. Let me make this bigger for you, kids. That's what she said. There you go. Okay, so millions of Britons face a grim return to work in which all normal social contact remains heavily restricted, a leaked government blueprint revealed yesterday. Access to communal facilities like photocopiers will be limited. Where are you going to gossip, for crying out loud? Areas of the floor will be taped off to keep people 2 meters apart. That's 6 feet, actually. I'm not, from Great Britain. Anyway, they could be barred from sitting opposite one another. Hot desking will be banned, which I believe is what Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky did. I could be wrong. Hot desking. Maybe that's sharing a desk. Don't know. But Bill and Monica did, certainly. They seriously shared that desk. Anyway, workers not be allowed to lend each other a pen for fear of spreading the virus. As a result of the stringent measures, millions of staff will be told to keep working at home indefinitely, if at all possible, because you wouldn't want to be hot desking. To those who say that this is the new normal, I say bullshit. Now, I have a full-time job that I do, and I go in every day, and it is open for business as usual. It's open for business as usual. I wipe down my keyboard when I go in with my Clorox wipes, with the Clorox wipes, with the Clorox wipes, with the Clorox wipes, Keep them right here. Even though I'm the only person who uses this studio, I do get out the old Clorox wipes and occasionally just sniff them because they're awesome. This is funny. A 14-year-old girl in Ottawa, Illinois, decided to scare the hell out of her mom. She said, Mom, hey, I just want to tell you that the liquor stores are going to close permanently.
Okay, let's go.
They are going to close permanently in 2 hours. So Mom finds out that she can't get her box of Franzia, and so this is the reaction.
Okay, let's go. Get your clothes on. Oh my God!
I was going to be rioting. Seriously, I thought that this was going to be like...
Okay, so there she is at the liquor store. She's got 8 bottles of wine in her cart. She's telling the guy at the liquor store, no, seriously, I thought you were supposed to be closing in 8 hours. That is funny. Elena Brzezinski and Mom's name is Kathy. And Mom found out at the counter that no, we're open. Could you imagine that? She turned to her like, oh, that is hilarious. She buys expensive wine. She buys those little bitty wines, those little 750 milliliters. We call those a serving around here. A serving. Oh, this is a story from Inside Edition. Inside Edition, there was an ad in Craigslist. Eddie ran an ad for Craigslist, and this is in, where the hell is this? I think it's in New York. And, Long Island, Eddie. He basically said he's the landlord, and if you want to stay in his place, you can stay for free, but you got to put out.
Posing as a potential renter, Inside Edition producer Alicia Powers responded to the ad.
He says he wants to try out the arrangement first and then meet at a hotel room.
He gave our producer the following bizarre instructions that left no doubt about his intentions.
He says to wear my hair down, no jewelry, and minimal makeup. Then meet him in the room, undress, and put on a pair of stilettos he got me. Wow.
After getting wired up with a hidden camera, our producer drove out to a Days Inn on Long Island.
This is all for rent, kids.
But she wasn't alone. We're here with a team of producers who will be placed strategically throughout the parking lot of this hotel. Also here, producer Alicia, who has agreed to meet this guy who calls himself Eddie.
Eddie.
Will he show up? The landlord texts back that he's already checked in.
Meet me by the back by 308, 309. We can talk in the parking lot.
We weren't about to let her go anywhere close to Eddie's room. She asked him to meet her by her car. Moments later, he pulls up next to her.
Here's old Eddie.
You Eddie? Alicia, nice to meet you.
Our crew immediately jumped out.
Go, guys. Let's go.
We're actually from inside.
Hi, Eddie. How you doing there, buddy?
Sir. You trying to take advantage of somebody in the middle of this pandemic? You trying to take advantage of women in the middle of this pandemic?
No, she had the choice if she wanted to, take up on the offer, but I'm going to go.
So you were willing to give her a place to stay for free in exchange for sex?
No, I never said sex.
You said in the text.
I never said sex.
Attorney General William Barr recently tapped Vermont U.S. Attorney Christina Nolan to investigate reports that some landlords are soliciting sex in exchange for rent.
It's a despicable thing to do. It's not going to be tolerated, and it's not legal.
It's not legal. You got to, yeah. Okay. Wow. What happens if you miss a payment? Wonder what the deposit is, for crying out loud. I mean, if you're going to stay there for sex, I mean, my God in heaven. Wow. You imagine? Can I get my deposit back? Now, just keep it. I'm fine. Just keep it. Yeah. Okay, got two more stories before I go. Yeah, two more stories before I go. And I do appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Did you enjoy the show? I do want to mention that my show is going to be on Newsmax TV this weekend for the very first time. It's going to be on Newsmax TV. I know, pretty cool, right? It's going to run like 3 times, maybe 4. And it is, a little bit of this. It's a shorter version. It's a half an hour show, and it's got video clips and commentary and comedy and all that stuff. Like this one. So I hope you'll check it out. I'll give you all the information you need. Hello, John. Hello, Mark. Mark Palmer, everybody. Hey, Mark Palmer. What's up? So this is just kind of an odd, dear God, I mean, a really, really messed up story. A woman wants the world's largest lips. Andrea Imilova from Bulgaria has spent thousands of pounds on fillers for her, thousands of pounds, it's dollars. This is a story out of the UK Daily Mail, which I love because they always have weird stories like this in it. Anyway, she's 22. She's gone under the needle 20 times. And you got to look at some of these people online, these Instagram WHs that end in ORESs. Yeah, Instagram. Anyway, the Instagram, and these women do not look natural. Kim Kardashian does not look natural. She doesn't look like a woman. She looks like a freak show. And there are plenty of them out there. I'm not saying I've ever checked them out, but, occasionally I do for show research, Oh, there she is wearing a bikini. There she is doing a side boob, standing in front of a mirror, covering herself with one hand. It's research. But they don't look real. Women, I mean, honestly, more than ever before. And women have always had this unrealistic body standard that they've had to live by. And men to some degree, too. You never see fat supermodels, do you, who are male? Do you ever see a fat male supermodel? Anybody? Anybody ever? But they do have Rubenesque female plus-size models who are women. And then, that's fine. But men, there's no fat male supermodels. But that said, this woman wants to look like this, okay? Okay? Seriously, what the hell? Is there any man who wants some of that? I'm thinking that the injections didn't just happen on the lips. Can you imagine having dinner with her? So what do you want? I'm sorry, what? That's the UK Daily Mail. Thank you, guys. Yeah, crazy. She has accomplished what she wanted to, and that is to look like a sexy cartoon duck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Jessica Rabbit if she was a duck. Wow. Messed up. Who wants some of that? I don't want that. I wonder if she spray paints her lips instead of using lipsticks. I kind of wonder. So there is this Australian film that was released in 2016, predicted the COVID-19 epidemic. It's called Cooped Up. Cooped Up. Main character gets a bat virus during a trip to China, which is known to occasionally release pandemics on the entire world. Rob says, get that girl a straw. My God in heaven. Who would kiss that? What the hell would happen if you kissed her? She'd leave lipstick here on your face. That's no, not even that. No. But here's a trailer from Cooped Up.
My name is Dr. Emily Mundy. I'm a medical epidemiologist seconded to the hospital.
My name is Jake Ridge. I don't know what the seconded or epidemiologist means.
You've been exposed to an emerging respiratory coronavirus with a known fatality rate of over 90%.
Yeah, but this one has a success rate, a recovery rate of 90 whatever percent generally, and a mortality rate of 0.25%, about that of flu.
Elevated heart rate and high temperature will be the first symptoms.
Well, yeah, that's true.
If you don't have anything like this, 21 days after exposure, then we know you're fine.
What am I supposed to do now?
21 days? Did they live in like a Republican state or a Democrat state? Because in New York, they've been shut down a lot longer.
It's your home.
Oh, I wonder what he's doing there.
Wow. I want to go home.
What do you do when I'm not here?
That's a personal question, Doc.
Mm-hmm. None of that's happening here, I'll tell you that. I got a son who's here from college. He's 20 years old. My daughter is 14. She's going to be 15 and next month. Holy cow, my wife's here working. I'm here in my office, so, you know. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining me. Did you enjoy the show? I hope you did. If you would, please, will you do me a favor, guys? Twitch.com, TWITCH.com. Look up Rob Carson Show, because I'm going to be migrating a lot of my content there, because Facebook, they're a bunch of fascists and they hate the conservatives. So if you do that, and then also on Spreaker, SPREAKR. Spreaker, and that is just an audio forum for the show. It's just where I can do the show live, and it is live right now. I'm getting the hang of that, and I do appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. And if you get a chance, you want to order something? Literally about 100 designs here at tpublic.com conservatees. My wife gets her Everybody is Kung Flu Fighting t-shirt. Yeah, she gets that today in the mail. She's very excited about it. Kansas City masks, t-shirts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, it helps a little bit. I don't make a lot of money off of it, but if you could help us out, that would be great, okay? Have a blessed evening. If you want to write me personally, carsonontheradio@gmail.com. Of course, I'm here on Facebook. Eventually back on Facebook at Rob Carson Show, and on Twitter at Rob Carson as well. God bless, and I will see you again soon. Bye.